Okay, graphing and writing linear inequalities. So we're going to start off by graphing this linear inequality. Notice it's set up in a nice graphing format. It's set up in slope-intercept form. So graphing in slope-intercept form, we start off and we put a point at the y-intercept of 0, 3. And then we apply the slope, so we have 2 over 1. Now remember, we put it over 1 so that we have it in a rise over run format. So from our y-intercept, we're going to rise 2 and run 1 to the right. So rise 2, run 1 to the right. Rise 2, 1 to the right. And then the opposite direction, down 2, run 1 to the left. And if you want a nice neat line, you can extend it all the way. Then you're going to want a straight edge, which I don't seem to have on me right now. Let me go get it quick. Okay, and so recall that if this was an equation, okay, we do have an equal sign here. But the equal part would be this line. So we have a solid line here. Okay. Remember that it is a function, so it extends infinitely both directions for linear. And we have a less than, and so for less than we shade below the line. And that's how you graph a linear inequality. So I'll let you practice on number 2. Now on number 2 there's no equal, so your line is going to be dashed, okay? Which means that there are no solutions on the line if it's dashed. Here the solutions are in the shaded region and on the solid line. They all represent solutions to this inequality. Okay, number 3. So for number 3, notice that we are not in easy graphing form. We're in standard form. So we're going to have to do a little manipulating to get it into slope-intercept form. Put your slope first and your y-intercept second. And then we would graph that on the graph below. And I've already showed you an example. The difference here, we have a greater than, so we would shade above the line on this one. Okay, so you can finish 3 and practice on number 4. I'm going to keep moving here because I don't want these videos to take up too much of your time. Number 5, you do not have to do it unless you want more practice. Alright, number 6. So y is less than -4. So this is an easy to graph form. What you don't see here is that the slope is 0. Notice the x is missing. So here the slope is 0. So we have our y-intercept of -4. A slope of 0, if you want to, technically you'd put 0 over 1. And so from our y-intercept we'd rise 0, run 1. Rise 0, 1, 1. Hopefully you guys know that a flat line has a 0 slope. Remember that vertical lines have an undefined slope. And it's less than, so we shade below. And I made a mistake. And so there's no equal. So this line right here should be dashed. Okay? All right. Write the inequality of each equation below. So first thing, we want to build this equation. And so actually this inequality. So I always start on the right and move to the left. So I know that on the right is my y-intercept. So That's easy to find. It's right here at -3. Okay? And then I want my slope. So to get slope, we do rise over run. So we pick 2 points on the graph, pretty points. So our rise is down 1, and our run is +2. And there's your slope. Next, we're shading below the line, so that means we're going to have a less than. It's a solid line, so we need an equal sign, and then our y in the front. Okay, so 8 is your practice problem. Let's see. 9 is your practice problem. Don't have to do 10. All right, let's take a look at number 12. 12. Now, this is the oddball one because this is our vertical line. Anytime you have lines that are vertical, remember that they always start with x. That's the only time a linear equation or inequality will start with an x, is when it is vertical. Okay? So, x is equal to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Notice it's dashed, so no equal. So it's going to be all values greater than x because it's shaded to the right. So x is greater than 5 because the shading is to the right of the number 5. Okay? And this one, notice we have a y-intercept of -4. Notice that our slope is what? That's right, 0. So I don't have to put 0x here, okay? Because 0 times x is 0. And we're shading below, so we're going to have a less than. What do you think? Equal or not? Correct. It's not equal. So y is less than -4. Okay, guys. See you. This should be done before first period on Monday. Hope you're having a great weekend.